Tyler.
Hello and welcome. Thank you for taking this time out of your Saturday night to join Danny and I. We will most likely be doing Spirit Box or Chitty Chat or both. If Danny can't join me due to his health, then we may have another special guest on, or you guys will have to listen to me talk. I hope you guys enjoy the show. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. Please leave a like on this video. And while you're waiting, if you would be so kind to share this video out, Danny and I would greatly appreciate it. Sit back, enjoy the show. Alrighty, hello everyone. Let's get this off. Okay, there we go.
Hey,
Hi everyone.
hey, everybody. How's it going?
I hope everybody's well. Today we're streaming on both mine and Danny's. So yeah, if you see us say hello or talk to somebody that you don't see in my chat, they're probably in Danny's chat. And we just wanted to do that so people who don't know either one of us, if someone's in Danny's chat that doesn't know me, they can be introduced to me, and anyone here who doesn't know Danny can go to his chat. So yeah, anyway, that's how we're doing it. So
That's how
we're
we're
doing,
doing it.
yeah, we're both channels. Hey Jason, how are you? Hi Yankee Kyle. Hello Nina. Hi Terry. SFL. Tired. Roxanne.
Hey,
Kim.
everybody.
Robert. I think I got everybody, but if I didn't, type again because I can't go that far back in the comments. So, hello to everybody.
Hello,
Mm-mm.
hello. There we go.
There we go. And today I figured we'd talk a little bit about mythical creatures, Danny.
We are. Okay, we can talk about some mythical creatures.
Yeah, because really there's so many of them, right? And you kind of figure, like, how did they come up with these? Is there any truth behind any of them? You know, and which ones do we think there's truth behind? And some of them are just damn made up, I'm assuming. um, that just was like so interesting that people decided, oh yeah, we're just going to keep that up.
Yeah.
So,
No, I don't know. I've seen a lot of shit. So,
well, that's why
you
I
know,
figured it'd be best to talk to you about this one.
there's not a lot of stuff I haven't seen or dealt with, obviously. More that I haven't seen, obviously. But
Hi, Kevin.
I mean, according to the records, all the records that I've seen, and with the council and the diocese and the catacombs and all that. Good Lord, I think there was, what was it now, 314? I think it was 314 um, unnatural things. I'm not gonna say cryptids, but cryptids are a part of it, eh?
Right, right.
So, including cryptids and demons and in-betweens and, shifters, shapeshifters. There was a total of 314 that are registered, and actual files, some of them like this thick, of cases where someone in the field had to deal with them. And these are all registered, like you have to be assigned to the case, in order
Yeah,
to work the case. It's not like um, Joe Blow off the street.
yeah. Well, somebody said, "Hey, I saw this thing." Somebody actually from the diocese went and investigated it and saw it too and documented it.
Beginners, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean, like a lot of it,
Hi, Scott.
a lot of stuff is there, and there's a great deal that's misunderstood. Like,
Right.
I
Like,
find the
th-
most, I find,
like,
I find the most thing that I find is, for instance, the Wendigo. Now I've dealt with it, you know what I mean? Like I know but they have certain things that they've kind of added to it that it can do this and it can do that, sort of.
right.
Like, so they're Hollywood. A lot of these more famous ones have gotten what I call the Hollywood effect, where
Yeah.
they like a vampire can turn into a bat, sort of a deal, right?
Yeah.
Vampire cannot turn into a bat. Sorry to tell you that.
Yeah.
Son of a gun can fly though, but it can't turn into a bat. Like
Mhm.
and shapeshifters. You know, like they'll say, "Oh, cause shit." Uh, there's one or two of them that they say, "Well, it could take any form. It can shift into a pig or a wolf or this or that." No, it can't.
Right.
It's got one thing it can shift into, right? Not three or four or five. Now, let's say skinwalker, right? 90% of them will turn into a wolf, coyote, you know. And there might be, out of all that, there's a sect of them or a breed of them that can turn into, I don't know, a wild boar, let's say, right?
Yeah.
Then people think that they can turn into anything they want, but no, that sect will turn into a wild boar. This sect will turn into a coyote. This sect will turn into a wolf. But it
Right.
depends on what deal they made with the dark entities in order to achieve that thing, right? Like evil things don't give away stuff for free, you know.
Right.
If you say I'm going to give you my spirit if you let me turn into a wolf, they're not going to then say you can turn into a chicken, you can turn into a buffalo, no, they'll give you that one thing, right?
Yeah.
They're not very given in give you all the extra stuff. So
Right.
and then there's a lot of them are romanticized in a sense that um, I don't know. It's just weird.
Yeah. Now, see, and now I was thinking like more things that really they say are imaginary. Like, well, a lot of people think like fae are or fairies don't exist. I mean, I've seen one. I've seen a few actually, so I can't say I've caught a few on film. A lot of people caught a few on film. But people think they're like dragonflies or something, you know, explainable. Um, but though they're also misunderstood because a lot of people think that the Fey folk are bad, but they're um it's not that they're bad. First of all, there's a whole bunch of different species of them.
Mhm.
And so that's like saying every single person on this earth is a horrible person. No, just some people are horrible people. Just like,
I
anything that has free will can be good or bad.
well, you got your fays, your fairies,
Yeah,
fairy folk, you know.
yeah,
You got sprites, you got the wee
yeah,
people, you got
yeah,
they can all be classified as fey folk or fairy folk, right?
yeah,
But it's like different nationalities, okay?
right.
Let's say that. So fey folk are all different nationalities. And I like to say they're people too, right? There's going to be good ones, there's going to be bad ones, right?
Yeah,
Not all of one species is ever bad. I don't care what the species is. Like
right.
not
Hey,
every
Andrew.
species is not everything of one species is going to be bad,
Yeah,
right? Nor are they going to be good.
right.
There are lots that are neutral, there's lots that are really good, and there's lots that are just cantankerous. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I don't know, I never put anything into a bucket and say it's all the same thing.
right.
But that's just me.
Probably
That's
only. I think the only things that you could classify is probably, and you can't even do that because I've heard some examples where even there's some demons that are they're not good, but they're neutral. You know, um, I wouldn't say
to a
they're
point.
fabulous, but they're they're
To a
not
point.
they but they are neutral.
Well, to a point. There's the one thing that they all have in common is they have their agenda, right?
Right.
Now, from my
Yeah. Right.
experience, this is only from my experience. It's not written in stone. Okay, just
Yeah.
my own experience. Let's say there's two that are the same rank, with the same kind, right? They'll work together, but they're going to try to screw each other first chance they get. So if that means teaming up with something good to screw the other one over, they're going to do it, right? Because now instead of two in the same position, there's only one, right?
Mm,
So all the ones that were under this guy's reign is now has to move over to this guy's reign, right? And the amount of spirits you have working for you on the dark side, the stronger you are, right?
right.
So that's kind of as neutral as they get, in my opinion. Like they do
Well,
have
I kind of met towards people like some people have come across them that they weren't, they did, I guess because they didn't bother them either. They don't bother um they didn't
well,
bother with them or they didn't attack them. And one person, and I don't know if it's true because I'm not that person, even said that one had helped them. So maybe to fulfill their agenda, who knows? You could be totally right. That could have been exactly the thing. But to me, if you help somebody, you're not all bad, like
well, you know, they are a species.
yeah,
Don't forget that, right? They are a species. That's all there is to it. But generally speaking, they're bad.
yeah,
But that's what they're supposed to be. That's the other part of it, right?
right,
Now, there has been cases, and these are legitimate cases, where for unknown reasons to anybody, really, there'll be like there's one case, I'm not going to go too much detail, but there was one case where this young lad, I guess he was 8 or 9 years old, right? He was being chased by 4 or 5 adults, and they were basically going to kill the kid or whatever, right? Like, and I mean, they hit the kid once or twice, and the kid got away. I think, if I'm not mistaken, now see, I can't really say too much. I'd have to look it up, but
yeah,
I might actually have that one in the file cabinet. I don't know. Anyway,
Hi, Paula.
kid was kid. In the first place, kid was kidnapped by a group of people, and they starved him, and you know they're waiting for the midnight sun festival. That's what their plan was,
Right.
and the kid got away, and then for some unknown reason that nobody really understands why, the kid was being taken to the field, and these guys got torn to shreds. Okay, and then the kid was brought to the roadway and set on the roadway, and it was like a dirt road, and there were cars going by. The kid just kind of appeared on the road, right? And the 3 or 4 people who saw
Hi,
the thing,
Susan.
3 or 4 people saw, they said they saw like a goat man holding this kid's hand and brought him to the street. And then he went like this and told the kid to sit like with his hand and went like this and then pointed to the ground. Kid sat down and the headlights came and this thing looked at them. And as soon as the light hits it, it just gone, vanished. Right. The thing was no longer there. It was there for a minute. It was solid. People saw it. But as soon as the lights hit it, it looked at them and poof was gone. Right. And the kid got saved, had to go to the hospital, was dehydrated. The kid was in the hospital for about 3 months.
Poor
Uh,
thing.
but they brought this thing for whatever reason, decided that this kid needed to go back and brought the kid back, and the kid got reunited with his family, right? Nobody knows why. Like nobody has a clue why, right? But me and this other guy were talking and we kind of went, well, wait a minute. These guys, what they were doing, they tainted their souls, right? They kind of became very unholy, right?
Hey, Lucky Dragon.
So
Right.
so we were thinking, well, wait a minute, maybe by giving away the kid, which was what these things were trying to get strength from,
Right.
by giving the kid back, right? It took away all the strength from these tainted people. Now these tainted people belong to him, right?
Ah, yeah.
So he got 5 versus 1.
Right.
Like money, like he got 5 over 1, right? Now that's what I think happened, but I'm a bit of a romantic, and I just like to think that maybe he decided to have a soft spot for the kid and saved him, right?
Right.
But but logically, if they were going to use that kid for a sacrifice, that would have tainted their souls, right? It wouldn't have made them twisted, but it would have tainted their souls. Once they're tainted, they can belong to any demon that takes away the tool that they were going to take themselves with, right?
Right.
So so now the guy's got 4 or 5 new slaves that have to do his bidding. So who
Right.
knows? I don't know.
Right. It could be any of that. Mm. Yeah, so that's what I mean. You don't know. You know you don't know, and some of them help. Regardless,
No,
and now, like
I
I said, they could, like you said, they could help because they're getting something out of it, and so you know,
I think that's what it is, right?
yeah,
Now, I never witnessed this. This is just written in the chronicles. Okay.
right,
So, like, I can't say to you or to anyone it's absolutely true. I
right,
can say it's been registered and recorded and signed off by the bishops,
right,
right? That's all I can tell you about it. Now, like I'm saying, I don't, I can't say I saw it or anything like that. I can tell you I
yeah,
read it,
yeah,
but that's it.
right. You
I
know
cannot
what?
see the chat unless you capitalize, people.
Hi,
Anything
Jen.
else?
How are you?
Hi, Jen. Anything
Most of
interesting
them
being said?
are, I guess, most of them are talking to each other,
Okay.
um, which is great. Thank you. And of course, always, if you have any questions, please let us know. Um, but most of them are saying hello to each other and all that stuff. So
That's good. That's what
fabulous.
I like.
um, so yeah. So now, here's my big question. And if there's any mythical creature you guys want to know, like, hey, I was saved by an evil spirit. Well, yeah, like evil is
It's-
all in the eyes of the beholder. Like, you know, they could be evil to some people and nice to others. Like, it's like some of the nature fae, right? They're good. They protect nature. You fuck with their houses or their forests, they're coming after you with a vengeance. Doesn't mean they're so people will say they're evil. Not exactly.
Well, yeah, and on top of that,
Not
there is
exactly.
another thing to consider. A lot of these so-called evil spirits aren't so much evil as they are neutral, right?
Yeah,
Like a lot of them are just plain neutral, and they kind of do what they want to do. For whatever reason, if they think someone deserves a break, some of them will give you a break. Some of them will help you out in certain situations, right? Some of
right,
them would rather carry a new asshole too. Like it just depends on the thing, and it also depends what I guess the council decides. You know, like I've seen cases where a good what people would call a good spirit and a bad spirit teamed up to help somebody, you
yeah,
know, like because they kind of earned it. And, they earned it. So I've seen that, literally seen it myself, and there's lots of cases of that happening. You know,
right,
so I cannot say I understand why they do what they do and why they don't do what they don't do. I really don't know, right?
yeah,
All I can say about it is you just don't know what they're gonna do, which
right,
is the problem.
yeah,
That's kind of the problem in a nutshell. You have no idea what they'll do, right?
right. I'm gonna read Scott's question and then I'll answer what I think, and you could say if it's right, wrong, or you have a different idea. Scott says, can a spirit block other people in the house because I'm the only one who that notices the spirits? So I'm going to say two things to that. Number one, you have to kind of believe that they're there and like want to see them. Um, so they might not even have to block themselves because the other people in the house couldn't is not paying no never mind, doesn't care, doesn't believe, you know, so they won't see them. But however, if there are sensitive people in the house and the spirit is only wanting to talk to you, then they will, of course, only show themselves to you. I think that's how it goes, but Danny will tell you.
Absolutely,
Well,
that's how it goes. Yeah,
yeah.
100%. They Okay, I can see them, right? I can hear them. I have my
Hey,
entire life.
John.
However, simple as that. If they don't want me to see them, I'm not going to see them. You know, if they want you to see them, you're going to see them just
Yeah,
as easily. Like if they decide that for some reason there's five people in the house and you're the only one deserving of their attention for whatever reason, you're the only one that's going to notice them. You're the only one that'll see them because they're only talking to you, right?
right. Hey, Brandon.
Uh, it doesn't it doesn't mean the other people in the house aren't good people or aren't this or that, but that particular spirit wanted to talk to you in particular, right?
Right.
So he showed himself or she showed himself to you. And that's just the way they are. I mean, you know, I cannot see every single spirit. You know, there's no way. I'd go
Yeah.
batshit crazy in the first place for the ones I do see. You know what I mean? If they don't want you to see, they don't see. And if I don't want to see them, I don't see them. Right? Now, this is kind of weird
Thanks,
because
Jason.
if I do want to see them, I cannot make that happen.
Right.
Right? But if I don't want to see them, I can make that happen.
Right.
So
Right.
I
But I
can't make
also
them.
think even if you I think that's why there's so many spirits that like will learn how to move things and stuff because most people don't notice these lights and stuff if they
I
don't
guess
really
they
believe, you know? If they don't really believe or if they don't
no. Some people see
pay
an orb, other people
attention.
see. Some people see an orb, other people see dust. Right?
Yeah,
It's just that simple. It's just
right.
that simple.
So, yeah, sometimes I think it is that the people in your house, if they just put some kind of work into it, they would be able to notice them too, but they don't want to.
See what
Hi,
Susan
Jesse.
says.
Long time no see. Much love to you, hon.
Can you do me a favor and see what Susan said the last two times? There's lots of writing, but I can't make it out.
Okay. Um, Suzanne said, "Do you guys want me to leave? I'm actually don't feel good anymore." Oh, Susie, what happened?
Absolutely. Absolutely not. I don't want you to leave. I'd like you to stay. However, if you're not feeling good, of course, feel free to sign off. But definitely don't want you to leave unless you feel like it.
Right.
Not gonna make you stay, but
Right.
and she
Right.
said
We
something
can't,
else.
make you
She
do
wrote
anything, but you're
she wrote
always welcome. Suzanne is
she
so
wrote
good.
something else. She wrote something else up higher too.
Oh, she was just like the something about she's undeserving because of how she's feeling today. Look, everybody gets in that kind of mood, but that's why we're here to make you feel better. So that's why you're supposed to be here. And that's why you guys come here. I know like spirit talk is not the most feel good thing, but it's interesting, fun, and it takes your mind off of other things. So, you know,
Uh,
I have too much on my plate. Oh, I got you, honey. Well, if you don't mind listening to us jibber jab, you're welcome here anytime. Like I said, Susie's a sweetheart.
If I do this and I look, I can see the names if I squint, but I
Yeah,
can't read the writing.
yeah, because they're in blue, probably why you can see. I
Oh,
notice Scott says I notice or I hear I don't know because he missed a word there. I can see, hear, and feel things a fair amount, but I want to explore the possibility. But I wanted to explore the possibilities. I believe in spirits, and I do talk to my spirit guide. Right.
there you go. That's the main thing. Hugs, tired.
Yeah. Brandon says sometimes I see orbs. Sometimes I can feel the spirits. Sometimes I can smell the spirits. Certain smells will come up when no one is around with me. And that's my way of seeing where it is or coming from. There you go.
Oh yeah.
What'd you do, Kyle, that the spirits are looking for you tonight?
Well, what didn't you do? Yeah.
Right.
No, no, what? Like everybody, I don't have all the answers, Like I don't. There's a lot of crap I do not know. I don't know. I know about that much.
Hmm. Um,
I just know what I know from experience. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But it's like I always tell everybody, that doesn't necessarily mean I'm right. That's just my experience. How I experience them and how I experience things might not be the same as someone else, right? It doesn't mean I'm right and they're wrong. It means
right,
that's how it works for them and this is how it works for me, right? Like I don't claim to know anything, you know.
right. Well, and
Just what
there's so
just
many
what they
different spirits. Spirits work in all different ways. You can't possibly know everything.
I can't,
Um,
you know.
they're
I just
they're
know what
people,
they want me to know. I know what they tell
right.
me to know, you know. Simple as.
Petrazi says that she also smells things and she has seen a couple, but hasn't tried to communicate with them yet.
Say that again.
Sh Petrazi says, "I smell things sometimes, and I have seen a couple of things, but I haven't tried to communicate with anything," she said.
Okay. Well, that's good too. You know,
Yeah,
maybe yeah. If it ever happened that you wanted to, or they wanted to communicate with you, it would just happen, right? It would be something that would work itself out, and that's the way I believe. It would just work itself out.
yeah,
So, you know, there's nothing wrong with acknowledging they're there and being happy enough with that. Like that's perfectly
that's right.
fine by me.
And I always tell people, like, sometimes, especially sometimes I'm watching these, like, TikToks and stuff. Brandon, did you know a family member or something that passed away and then that smoked? Because maybe that's who's coming to visit you if you're smelling the cigarette smoke. Um, I read that and then I threw myself off from what I was gonna say. Oh
Worse
well.
mostly.
I literally cannot think of two things at the same time. Yes, Suzanne. Um, oh, I was gonna say something to Petrazi. Yeah, like I was saying something about the TikTok. Wait, there we go. I found the thought. It was in there. It just, got pushed to the side for a second.
Out
Um,
before you lose it.
yeah, so TikTok, like when I watch these TikToks and different things, these short videos of look what I caught, these spirits. And sometimes like these it's in the person's house. They obviously took it, they followed them from somewhere or whatever. And the person's like screaming and at the thing, or they're always taping it. So I was watching this one thing and he's like, well, a medium told me not to tape it, so I left my house for a while. I'm like, the fuck is wrong? Who told you that? That medium is retarded. First of all, put a camera in that can film all the time. If it catches it on camera, it catches it on camera. Yeah, okay, don't go. Maybe she was trying to say don't acknowledge it too much, but it's not going to stop because you don't acknowledge it, because obviously you want something. That's why it's doing all this crazy stuff, right? So sometimes I'm like, why don't you get a house cleaning? Why doesn't anybody ever think of this? Or why wasn't that the first thing the medium told them? And then why doesn't anybody try to give them something like, hey, how about I leave you some coffee? Or how about I leave you some food? If you don't like, because you have to think they were people. Most of these spirits that are haunting people are people spirits. And if you would just treat them like they were people, maybe they might not bother you so much. But the crazy things that I see that these people try to do, like, and then one of them, oh, it drives me nuts. They were like, I'm gonna do a seance and try to talk to the haunting man. Why do you need a seance? The person's already there. What are you summoning? It drives me nuts.
I think I think that says Braden Woods. I'm not sure. Hello and
Brandon.
and Luck Dragon.
Okay.
I can't see what they're saying. Read it to me.
Okay. So, oh, both parents was heavy chain smokers. So, oh, both your parents passed, both my parents passed, and they were both smokers. Yep, that's who's probably hanging out with you. And then Lucky Dragon said, less than a week after my mother passed, I was sitting at a red light and a bird landed on my side mirror, and we locked eyes for about 30 seconds, and then it flew away. Poof. It flew away, and there's your proof. There you go.
You know?
But at my original house, I never met them, but I would smell their smoke as well. Right.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Christina, I wish I knew who told you on Wednesday that I knew of a place for you to do some history on. I still have not figured it out yet. Well, maybe the place will come to you eventually. I I planted the seed in your head so that if you come across a place, you think of me and you send it to me. Unfortunately, I don't have coffee or food to give the spirits, so I just kind of yeah. No, I tell people
Don't
like when they
stop halfway through the sentence. What's the rest of the sentence? I don't have coffee or food to get the spirit. I just, oh yeah, well, okay, but what? What?
I just say kind words, sorry. And that's
Oh, thank you.
fine.
Thank you.
But you can even give them a little water. It's just an offering. You don't have to give them you don't give them a plate of food. Money's short. They understand this. Like literally, if you have a bag of potato chips, one chip is good for like what, 50 spirits, Danny? Like literally, you're not putting out a plate of food for spirits, okay?
Tell you what, we learned something here, ladies and gentlemen, today. We learned number one, she cannot keep two thoughts in her head at the same time. And number two, she can't read a full sentence and let me know what's going on. Okay. She just can't do it. Right. Oh, there's a full sentence. I'm going to read half and go, oh, okay. And, screw him. He doesn't need to know. That's just the way it is. So, yeah.
Anyway, because I didn't want to forget what I wanted to tell him, All I
Right.
have to say is that smelling random smells is not proof of anything. Actually, it's proof that you might be having a stroke, so you should go to the doctor.
I'm a
Well,
lucky man. I'm a lucky man. Speaking of that, and the doctor, you
yeah.
know, I went to the doctor.
Hi, Tim.
And the doctor, the doctor told me?
What?
He said, Dan, he says, listen, you can have a stroke anytime. I says, well, thank you, but at my age, it's not even worthwhile trying. But
Eh. Tim, they don't necessarily eat. They don't eat it. They take the energy out of the food. They don't not even smell. What they do is they take the energy from whatever little
basically, when you give
water or whatever
coffee
you
or you
give them.
give water or you give food or whatever, the energy of your gift, the energy of the love and the respect that you're giving to give it is boundless. It's endless, right? Like to take the time to think of the spirits and then make sure that you give them something so that they can use that energy is uh, non-stoppable force. It's
Yeah,
it's action in motion, right? It's energy in motion. Energy never dies or dissipates, right?
yeah,
So the simple fact that you did it, that's what's giving them the energy. Then
yeah,
they can take the energy from that and use it for whatever they need it for. So it's really got nothing to do. It's the same thing when you stage your place.
yeah,
If you don't believe it, if you're not putting your energy into the belief, and if you're not trusting in what you're doing, they'll just come up and grab it off you and smoke it. It's not going to do nothing. It's not going to bother them one bit. But if you have faith in what you're doing and you believe in it, that's where it gets its energy from. That's what causes it to work. So it's the same thing when you're feeding the spirits or you give them coffee. Like myself, if I'm having, I don't know, steak, potatoes, and corn, right? I'll cut off a small piece of the steak. I'll put it nice on a saucer, 1 spoon of corn, 1 spoon of potatoes. And I say, hey, spirits, blessings, thank you for everything. I give you this so that you may use the energy any way you see fit. Then I put the plate down just for them. And no one else touches it. That's for them, right? And I have a great big ass steak, right? But all the spirits that are around can use that energy because it's a non-ending supply, right?
Right.
Because it's given with love and respect, right?
Hmm.
And that's the strongest energy. And since
Yeah.
energy never dissipates, it lasts as much as it's needed.
Right. See, Danny had a prettier way of saying it, Tams, than I said. No, they just take the energy out of it. It's not the food in general. That's why I say it could be anything. It could be a little water. It could be just a tiny one little baby chip. Anything, because it's just the
That's
gifting
right.
of it, the
That's right,
offering.
Kim. Like, yeah, even if you're eating your meal and just say, spirits, if you need some energy, you're more than welcome to have some, as you're having your meal, they'll still be able to take that energy from you because you're giving it, right? So it'll work just the same way.
Yeah. I used to have two spirits who killed themselves in the wood by me. Well, okay, you had two people that passed away in the woods, and their spirits, I'm assuming, would take them tobacco and paper and a match. It would always vanish. Mmm, there you go. Um, my heart is fine. I checked it out. I meant to say I didn't meet the first owners of the house, so I didn't learn that they did die inside the house. Oh, so you don't know if they smoked the first owners or anything? It's more likely your parents, but it could be the people who lived there. Um, and I've smelled strange things too, like that I don't believe has anything to do with the fact that having a stroke, you know. Like I'll be sitting in my house and I'll smell patchouli oil. I don't have any patchouli oil in my house because of the fact that um it doesn't smell good on me, but my mother only wore patchouli oil. She thought it smelled really nice. I mean, on her it did smell okay. On anybody else it doesn't. But so whenever when I smell that smell, I know she's there. And you might not literally smell it. It could just be the idea that the spirit is projecting the patchouli, so you know that your mom's there or whatever, you know? Hi,
That could be, but
Christina.
a lot of times in different locations, you got 3 or 4 people, and one person goes, "You smell that?" And someone else will go, "Yeah, bananas," right? So they can they can send it, you know, or like you say, they can. You might be the only one that smells it, right? But yeah, like you'll hear people say, all of a sudden the room smelled like roses, and there's 4 people, everybody smelt it, and then it was gone instantly, right? Because the spirit walked through. So yeah, I guess it just depends on the situation.
Lucky Dragon. You you know, you're right. Probably a lot of people they they go to purgatory first or the waiting room before they figure out if you're going to heaven or hell or wherever, right? Um and I always say that too. I have a bucket list that I want to finish before I cross over. The only thing is nobody's gonna you have free will. So only you can decide when you're ready to go. Nobody's gonna take you. So if you miss your light, I was telling somebody this the other day. I think Petrazi had asked me the question. If you miss the light that the opening you have to cross over, um, then you have to look for someone like me, a gatekeeper, or you have to look for a grove or go to the cemetery and ask the guardian to help you cross over because nobody's gonna force you to cross over. Um, God's not gonna come down and be like, okay, you're good now. No, you have free will. Nobody forces you to do anything. It's when you're ready. So always remember that it's on your time. You know.
Snack pickle pop.
I had a roast pork for dinner and I forgot to do that, but I didn't know this before the stream. That's okay. You got it. I've only
Hi,
been saying
Christine.
hello and goodbye. I know at least a couple of ghosts are in the house. Tam, there you go. It's like, hi, now you can leave. I'm getting a job in the rest in peace department. There you go, Robert. They may have that. Those are called, what are they called? Crossroad spirits. That's basically like, there was this movie, Danny probably doesn't know it. There's this movie called the RIP department where they hire like these cops. They take like cops who passed away while they were on duty and whatever, and they make them work um for this rest in peace department so that they can go get the bad spirits that don't want to cross over or whatever the case may be. There's a little something like that. It's called a crossroads spirits, where he has a list of the people he have to pick up, maybe but that's because I guess you did something
Well,
bad, or I don't know. What is it for, Danny? Danny knows a little more about that.
there's crossroad spirits. Yeah, there's also crossroad demons, which are two different things.
Right, right.
Um, but it's above my pay grade, really. Um, I'm really not sure. It just like I've had so many spirits have told me, "Oh, I just didn't want to do anything, so I'm just going to wander around and do everything I want to do," or "I'm not ready to go yet," or whatever. I've had a lot of spirits that just went straight to heaven or straight to hell. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. And I've heard of spirits that had to go to purgatory. And there's another spot I've heard of more than one time. That's not purgatory, heaven, or hell. It's you basically got to work to get out of it again, right? Like it's
Yeah.
it's kind of like uh,
A detention center.
if, if, if you think if you think of purgatory as you're not good enough to go to heaven and you're not bad enough to go to hell, this place is you've got no mark whatsoever. So now you're going to have to earn it, right?
Right.
And but it's a strange place from what I understand, and this is only from what I've learned through the years, so I don't even know if I'm right. But from the way I understood it, that's where guides will come from, and spirit guides and stuff like that. Sometimes totems will come from there because they're not ready to do anything or go anywhere. So instead, they help people, right? Because they want to, right?
Right.
So I really don't know. Like, honestly,
Well, I wasn't asking about all that. I was kind of just asking about the crossroads spirits, not the demon ones, the crossroads spirits.
the
Because I'm
crossroads,
saying they don't force people to cross over, but there's a reason why those go out after somebody. And I know
right,
used to know, but I forgot.
right. Okay. So there's crossroad spirits.
Yeah.
There's the reapers, right? Because that's what everybody calls them. There's reapers, and
No.
they will help guide the people to where they want to go, whatever. There's the light, which guides people to where they want to go, or whatever. Sometimes people don't go with the reaper, or sometimes they don't go with the light, or sometimes they don't go into the tunnel, right?
Right.
And they end up getting lost, right? The crossroads spirits find the lost ones, basically,
Yeah.
all right? And say, where are we going? You can't stay lost forever, right?
Right.
So they're like bounty hunters, right? But
Yeah.
they're not
Yeah.
bounty
Yeah.
hunters for bad guys. or good
Yeah.
guys.
Right.
They're going to find the ones who are lost, whether they're good, bad, or indifferent.
Right.
They don't want spirits that are lost. If a spirit's wandering around and happily knows where it's going or what it's doing, they don't give a shit, right?
Right.
But for a spirit that's lost, they're going to go find that spirit because they don't want that spirit to turn into a twisted human, which is a whole
Right.
different ball, right?
Right. So, Robert, that's what you could do. You could be a crossroads spirit if you want and find the lost spirits. That would be, I think, as close that you could get to the rest in peace department, like that movie. All right. I live on a balcony. I get visited by birds all the time. They always land on my ledge and lock eyes with me and then fly away. I'm sorry if that sounds crazy. I know it's my mother. It probably is. Not all of them.
Yes.
And I would say that most likely, is it a certain kind of bird? Because most likely you probably have maybe a guide, like an animal guide that's of the bird variety, you know, which will also make birds come around. So I'm sure it's your mother. But if there's a lot at a time too, it's probably
And
that, you know.
I couldn't say that name, but somebody came in and said hi.
Okay, 1 second, because I'm going
Peter,
through the the. Sorry, I'm going through the chat as fast as I can.
and then
Hi,
one,
Kieran.
oh, I think that's Iron. Hi, Iron. The other one is Iron. Hi, Kieran. That's what I was trying to say.
Mhm. No, Kieran. Wednesdays. Sorry, my love.
Like that one.
Iron, I
You know,
haven't seen you in forever. Hello, darling. Here's the bad news. My mother is stuck in purgatory because, oh, well, let me tell you, my great grandmother been in purgatory 25 years. She did, it happens. You got to make up for it. Um, but to them, time is different. I say 25 years because it's 25 years my time. There, it's totally different, the time. So, and if you do some crazy things, you're going to have to make up for it. That's what happened. You know, that happened to the best of us, I'm sure. Like the one Astro came and got from under my bed, granddaughter's bed. That must have been for you. I love all animals. Yes, Suzanne. So, yeah.
okay, I'm pretty much done.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't even get to ask about unicorns.
Well, what do you want to know?
Are unicorns real? Come on, tell me they were existed at one time or something,
Yes.
or they're in another realm and I could see them one day. I just,
Why,
come on.
why can't they be? Have you not seen swordfish? Big horn? Have you
Yeah,
not seen a whale with the horn? Have you not seen this
yeah, yeah,
hundreds
yeah. But mm, um,
of
meaning like that they're kind of myth magical,
I
magical
believe
horses with
I believe
horns.
there was unicorns. I call them horny horses, but um,
Horses.
but why couldn't there be a horny horse? Why
Yeah, they
not?
could.
You know, and they say that the horn can bring you luck or it can bring you bad luck, right? Well, I'll tell
Hi,
you what,
Annie.
if the horse charges you with his head down, that's going to be bad luck, right? So, yeah, I mean, why not?
Yeah. Well, since today we were doing our streams on both, so I don't want to go over since it's also filming on Danny's. I mean, since it's also on Danny's too. So we'll kind of just. What about Pegasus? Pegasus, can
Yes,
horses fly?
yes, I believe in them.
Yeah. We'll have
Now,
to continue this conversation because it's an interesting one.
I believe in them because I want to. There's no
Oh,
proof.
there you go.
There's no proof. I just want to, so I do. I have
There you go.
freedom of choice. right? I can choose to believe whatever the hell I want. See, it's like I told people before. Getting older is mandatory, but I can be immature forever. Okay. Ain't nobody can stop me. So,
Right.
and I want to believe in that. So I'm gonna.
Oh, yeah, it was wonderful to see you, Iron. Thank you so much for coming by. I hope you come by again. Um, so yeah, so we'll have to continue this about the mythical creatures. Hey, Tiggs.
Mm.
Um, Tiggs and Eddie came in. Hi, you're gonna have to watch back. Today we did a
Okay.
short one because
Well, what I'm gonna
Danny's just
do,
very
I'm gonna
exhausted
take.
today.
Yes, I'm gonna take off. We'll end this stream, and you can start another one and visit with the people.
I could, but
You could.
or I don't
Okay.
know if I could figure out just how to turn yours off. I don't know because
I don't know,
any
but
of the.
okay. Let's see. One's in the chat. One's in. If you want, uh, Christina to start another one, so you guys can
I
come
think I
visit
could
her.
just
Put a
end.
one
I
in the
could
chat.
I could just end yours if I want.
Put a one in the chat. You know, I just want to
Yeah, if
see.
you want to still hang out with me, put a one in the chat, and then I will.
Yeah, if she gets 5 ones, she'll come back.
I'll just end yours. I think I could just end yours and still continue this one. Ones. Okay. So yeah.
Ones, ones.
Yeah. So what we'll do is I'll end Danny's, and then I think I can. So if you're in Danny's stream right now, guys, you can jump over to mine in your chat, Danny. Just throw my link in case somebody doesn't have it. And then yeah, and then or I'm pretty sure you guys all know. You all know where I am. But yeah,
Jimmy's
so you
in
can just
both. Jimmy can put your link in there.
oh yeah, Kimmy, just put the link in and we'll end Danny's. Danny, thank
Take
you so much
care.
for joining us.
You're welcome. And take care, everybody. We'll see you later. I'm gonna boot, scoot, and boogie. And if it cuts off, then you just start another one because he wants you to come back. Okay,
Okay.
bye.
Bye, hun. I think I can. I think I can. Um. Um.